Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.
Sigurado ko dahil nga may background ako sa medical. Siguro dahil yun ay lumala na yung taas ng sugar niya, hindi niya na monitor, hindi niya nabibigyan ng gamot, nagkaroon siguro siya ng komplikasyon. Yung nerve sa paa na damage na. So hindi niya na nararamdaman na may natapakan pala siya. So probably yun siguro yung nangyari. May natapakan siya, nasugat yung paa niya, maliit lang, tapos hindi niya naramdaman. Lumala. So, nagkaroon siya ng lagnat on and off, nakahiga lang siya. So, sabi ko sa kanya, So, anong plano mo? Sabi ko, pa-check na natin yan. So, pina-check namin as OPD. Chinek, binigyan, niresetahan ng gamot. Tapos, tinignan yung sugat, binusbos. Pero kapiranggot lang ang tiningnan. Tapos, in-advisean na lang kami, linis, at 7 days na gamutan ng antibiotic. After na 7 days, lumala lalo. Yung pinaka-pamamaga niya, lumaki lalo. So, sabi ko, ay, na-infect na to. Nilala ko sa emergency room. Ayun, doon nalaman lahat. Mababa pala hemoglobin, mataas masyado yung sugar, yung diabetes niya, talagang marami ng komplikasyon.
Ano po yung plans ng doktor niya?
Na-refer siya sa ortho. Ang plano sa kanya ay putulin. VKA or the below the knee amputation. Hesitant din kami pumirma ng consent. Then later on, ni-refer naman siya sa plastic surgeon. Nagsabi naman sa amin na maganda pa circulation. Might as well na tulungan na lang natin yung paa, linisin, wound dressing for twice a day, then debridement as needed, religiously. So, yun ginawa namin. Twice a day kami naglilinis, tulungan kami ng husband niya. Hanggang ang nangyari, gumanda, pero andun pa rin yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARS. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung hindi mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Ang dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakita ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARS, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos yung WBC, nag-dramatically from 46. Imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So, ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So, sa PPARS, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Yung mo binayaran So, it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? Dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARS.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously ha. Despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titingnan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung syempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon eh. Yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of Simply Nature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of Simply Nature, PPARS. And I trust Simply Nature.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ako si Haji Norma Yusuf, taga Zamboanga City. Pero dito na ako nakatira sa Maynila. 13 pieces na bukol, pero yung mga iba maliit siya. Pero yung itong isa, malaki siya, parang umabot na ata ng 3. Kaya nga ito sabi ng doktor, kailangan tanggalin na. May kaibigan ako, i-try ko daw itong yung PPARS. Pangalawang gabi, may naramdaman ako parang iba. Yung parang may langgam na parang gumagalaw ganyan hanggang dito, hanggang sa talampakan, ganon. Pangatlong araw ko. Parang kung sumakit yung dito ko, parang gusto ko talaga. Pag ko ganyan sa CR, yun parang lumabas talaga na ganyan, napakarami talaga. Siguro sunod-sunod yun, 3 araw, ganun. Tapos sabi ko, pagtapos yung dito ko, minsan yung parang, ganun-ganun ako. Parang masikip dito, parang minsan sumasakit dito ko, ganyan. Yung na ako dito, umabot na ng mga 5 days, ganyan. Parang nawala yung sakit dito, nawala siya. Parang hindi na ako ganun-ganon. Pag nagsalita ako, parang tuloy-tuloy na, wala na akong halos maramdaman. Kaya siguro, hindi ako, sabi ko, parang ayaw ko magpa-opera. Siguro, mayroon talagang gamot para dito. Binigay ng God. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, parang maganda ang, maganda ang pakiramdam ko. Yung high blood ko, pag parang magandang tinanggal ko na yung sa cholesterol ko, hindi na ako, pero yung sa cholesterol ko, pag tinatanggal ko yon, parang hindi, mga 2 araw, parang masama ang pakiramdam ko. Pero ito, 14 days na, ngayon 14 days na, basta 2 weeks na, hindi ako uminom ng subastatin, wala akong nararamdaman na parang maganda ang Kaya yun, ngayon bumili pa ako ulit ng tablet. Oo. Kasi sabi ko para para lumakas talaga sa akin ng Kasi nararamdaman ko talaga na maganda. At Norma Yusuf, ay bukol ako dito sa liig ko, 13 piraso. Umabot na ng 3 cm. Take ako ng PPARS 2 times, morning at saka gabi. Pag numulok ako, hindi ko na siya mararamdaman. At saka kinakapa ko siya, parang nawawala, parang wala na, hindi ko mahawakan. Hindi katulad ng dati. Salamat, Simply Nature.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sheila, one of your senior client service officer here in Simply Nature. Here in Simply Nature, we are an international distributor of food supplements made from a unique strain of high-grade microalgae called PPARS, which has been tried, tested, and certified to support not only cancer treatment, but also general health and metabolic syndromes such as diabetes and hypertension. Welcome to another empowering session brought to you by Simply Nature and Simply Healed Medical Group, where we come together to explore the latest information, tools, and strategies for enhancing our health and well-being. But before we dive into tonight's inspiring topic, let's take a moment to reflect on the second episode of Simply Nature Answers we just had yesterday, entitled Fuel Your Body's Defense Through Activating Cancer-Resistant Pathways. If you missed it, don't worry, because you can always replay any of our previous webinars on our official YouTube channel, Simply Nature. And don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. Now, moving on, tonight we focus on breast cancer, a health challenge that touches millions of lives worldwide. But here's the good news. The fight against breast cancer has never been more hopeful. Advancements in treatment and recovery are unlocking pathways that offer better outcomes and higher quality of life. So, what are you waiting for? Call your mother, sister, aunt, or lola right now, especially your best friend. Feel free to ask questions in the AMA or Ask Me Anything session later. Kahit Tagalog, okay na okay lang po. We'll address as many as we can during the AMA session later. We are honored to have two phenomenal speakers with us tonight. First off, I'd like to introduce our seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics, from personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our PPARS expert from Singapore, Mr. Shyan Lim. Good evening, Sir Shyan.
Good evening, Sheila, and good evening to all our viewers. Tonight's topic is a popular one. It's about breast cancer. So we're going to have a short discussion with Dr. Jansen, and after that, we'll go into our Ask Me Anything segment, where I'll answer all your questions to the best of my ability. And as Sheila said yesterday, we actually had our Simply Nature answer. Yesterday's program is more focused on Simply Nature products and protocol. But tonight, we will explore beyond Simply Nature PPAR protocols. So feel free to ask your questions and I'll do my best to answer them. So see you guys in about 10 minutes. I'll hand the time back to Sheila. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Now it's time, and it's an honor to present our second esteemed speaker, Dr. Jansen Kalalan, a distinguished graduate of St. Luke's College of Medicine. Dr. Kalalan is a diplomate of International Board of Lifestyle Medicine and Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine, currently serving as a consultant at renowned institutions including Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex of Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas, Tree of Life Wellness Center, Centro Holistico, and Simply Healed Medical Group, where he practices integrative oncology. Let us all watch this.
Good news! Breast cancer is curable. The number one question that runs in the minds of breast cancer patients is, do I really have to undergo mastectomy? Can I avoid it?
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Simply Healed. Today we're going to talk about breast cancer again. This is a very hot topic, and the last time Dr. Jansen spoke about it, and there were so many questions from the viewers. We got Dr. Jansen back to talk to us about breast cancer again today. So welcome, Dr. Jansen.
Yeah, glad to be here again. Excited to be discussing again with you.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for today's program, and you made such a strong declaration that I'm sure all the viewers out there are so excited to know more. You said that, I saw it in the trailer, you said, breast cancer is curable. Wow, that is such a powerful statement. Would you like to elaborate on that? Because I'm sure that gave a lot of hope to all our viewers out there today.
Okay, so yes, breast cancer is curable, especially when it is discovered in the early stages. But even so, when it is discovered during the advanced stages, there are a number of patients can still survive, okay, or have a good survival rate, okay? So first, let's discuss the early stages. What criteria must be met for you to be able to survive breast cancer? Okay, so number one, it shouldn't have spread to other parts of the body, okay? Because if it spreads, then it is more difficult to control. So if it's just localized in your breast, have it removed, okay? Do not be afraid of surgery. Breast cancer surgery nowadays is very safe. You won't lose a lot of blood, okay? Number 2, you have to change your risk factors, okay? The number one contributing factor to breast cancer development is lifestyle, okay? Your diet, your physical activity, your stress levels, your sleep. So all of those things put together can contribute to breast cancer or actually prevent you from getting breast cancer. And even if you already have breast cancer, lifestyle can actually reduce the size of tumors, okay? It can alter your genes and actually induce apoptosis to the breast cancer cells. Number 3, okay? You have to take action. You have to listen to your oncologists, okay? When the oncologist advises you to go for chemotherapy, please do not be afraid. Now, yes, chemotherapy, if you are afraid of getting chemotherapy, yes, it is valid because there are a lot of patients who get really bad side effects. But the chemotherapy protocols nowadays actually have reduced the side effects significantly already. Okay, I have one patient, breast cancer, stage 4.
Stage 4
bone
breast cancer.
metastasis.
Wow. Bone metastasis.
Bone
That's
metastasis,
difficult.
yes.
Very difficult.
Yeah. If your breast cancer metastasizes to the bone, that is painful.
Yes, the bone cancer is very painful.
Yeah,
guys.
but you know, this patient of mine can go shopping for at least 30 minutes, a walk for at least 30 minutes. Imagine, walk for at least 30 minutes.
Shopping.
Go shopping. Some patients can't even rise from their bed, yeah? So, I mean...
What's this patient taking? How come she is doing so well for breast cancer?
Well, at first, she was reluctant to go for chemotherapy.
Okay.
So I tried to convince her. Back then, when I first saw her, she was just in her first cycle of chemotherapy and the side effects were so bad. So I told her straight, you have to go for the chemotherapy. You have to finish it.
She had very bad side effects for the first cycle.
Yeah. Her appetite was down. Her weight was down. She was fatigued, really fatigued. Okay, but you know, that was one time, and then she stopped. Then we had a conversation. So she is currently now on her 5th cycle of chemotherapy.
Wow.
She had her left breast removed already. So her right breast is still there. 4 tumors on her right breast.
Wow.
2 of them were gone.
Wow.
There's just 2 more small tumors left.
Wow.
Okay, so now her oncologist is actually thinking to go for radiation therapy because it's just too
small tumors.
So it's not gonna be worth it to just...
Is she on PPARS?
Yeah, she's on PPARS. I'm going to go there next. Okay.
Wow.
Hi guys. Before we continue, I would just like to remind everyone, if you have any questions, just comment them down below and we're going to answer them later in the live Q&A. So the next plan for her would be radiation therapy. But I told her we have to be very, you have to consult, of course, with her radiation oncologist, but we have to be also careful because radiation therapy is a localized treatment. So if you have other
tumors anywhere else,
it's gonna be futile.
Yeah,
so,
not treated, right?
Yeah,
being ignored.
The risk and benefit has to be weighed properly. Okay. And then the next thing is the exciting part is how come she didn't have these side effects? Oh, by the way, she didn't lost her hair.
Wow! Stage 4 cancer, go for 5 cycles of chemo, no hair loss.
No hair loss.
I think because breast cancer, I'm so excited. You can see how excited I am. Because breast cancer is, of course, we always think it's women. And I think, you know, and my wife is a lady, so I can tell you one thing. Whenever hair drops from a lady's head, they are so concerned. It's your... Ladies, I understand, all right? Because I'm a married man. Your hair is your crown of glory. Yeah. So I think that is amazing. No hair loss.
Yeah. I was really amazed as well. So, you know, the chemotherapy protocol nowadays, it's not as what it was before. Okay, so you have to trust your onco, take courage into taking it. Now, what is the key thing here?
What's the key thing?
And you know, by the way, her appetite is also up.
Wow.
Despite taking chemotherapy.
Wow.
She actually gained weight during chemotherapy.
Wow.
She gained 3 kilos. Before I first met her, 44 kilos, now 47 kilos.
Wow.
Okay, so that is...
So what's the key?
The key thing here is you have to follow the prescription of your doctor. You have to change your lifestyle. Okay? And another thing is Simply Nature PPARS. That is also what helped her, because Simply Nature PPARS actually decreases the side effects of chemotherapy. It preserves the bone marrow integrity. It also preserves your immune system, and actually make your immune system more hostile to these breast cancer cells.
All right, Doc, I think you've answered the key two things you promised in your trailer. Breast cancer is curable. Early stages, stage 1, and maybe even stage 2, it's so curable. Your chance of success is so high. And thank you for sharing with us a patient who is stage 4. It's like the worst, for the viewers out there, it's like really the worst combination, to be stage 4 and metastasized to the bone. And Dr. Jansen shared that the patient went for chemotherapy. And again, it's not a rosy story. The first cycle was very terrible for the patient.
Terrible.
She wanted to give up. Dr. Jansen persuaded her, stay on course, right? And she went on was it the liquid or the powder?
It was the liquid.
Oh, she went on the liquid. And then after that, no hair loss after 5 cycles of chemotherapy. And shopping for 30 minutes, even though she has cancer metastasized to the bone. Wow.
The thing that I'm more concerned for is getting COVID.
Okay. And her tumors have been reduced, right?
Yeah, tumors have been reduced, definitely.
Wow. So she is in a good position to recover, even though stage 4 metastasized to the bone. I think with that, I just want to stop there, Doc, because I think that is the most encouraging thing. If that can happen for a patient, I'm sure your condition can be cured, all right?
Our genes do not dictate our destiny.
Wow, I love that.
Okay? Because genes can be turned on and turned off. Okay? Breast cancer genes can be suppressed depending on the lifestyle that you are living.
So if you want to know whether your lifestyle puts you at risk for breast cancer, that we can't answer in a general Q&A. Make an appointment with Dr. Jansen.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. That's really important if cancer runs in your family. So just have a quick chat with Dr. Jansen, 15-20 minutes. You know, tell him the things that you love to eat, and he'll let you know whether that's putting you on a path to breast cancer or not, and what are the things that you can do to make sure that your breast cancer genes that's in your family is switched off so that you never develop breast cancer. I think, Doc, that is all for the previous questions, and we would like, Doc, shall we move to the live Q&A tonight?
Sure.
All right, so thank you. We will now move to our live Q&A. Thank you, everyone, and do tune in, and please share this video. All right, before we go Q&A, please share this video with other friends and loved ones. I think this topic is so meaningful to all the ladies in our lives, so please share. All right, thank you, Dr. Jansen. Let's go to our Q&A.
Right. See
All
you at Q&A.
There we have it. Healing from breast cancer involves more than just treatment. It's about addressing the whole person's body, mind, and spirit. From conventional therapies like surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, to integrative approaches like nutrition, exercise, and emotional support. Now, before we go to our live AMA, I'd like to greet, of course, our avid viewers for tonight, starting off with Miss Juvie Gavileño Tadifa. Hello po. Miss Mavs Agot. Hello po. Miss Ethel Manaloto, and of course, Miss Helen Camonayan. Also, kay Dileta Losentales. This is a new viewer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right. Now, once again, it's time for our live or AMA session at this point. Now, I'd like to call on once again, of course, our experts, but I think the other expert will be joining us a little later. All right, he's on his way home. But first, I'd like to, of course, call on once again our CEO of Simply Nature, Mr. Shyan Lim, to answer our questions. Good evening, Sir Shyan.
Good evening. Hi, Sheila. Also, Dr. Jansen will be able to join us today.
Because I believe he will try.
Okay, okay, okay.
Traffic
Then
is so
let's go
crazy.
on and let's go on and answer questions. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So for the first question, this one is thrown to us privately. Her name is Presnaida. She's a teacher from Cagayan with breast cancer stage 4. I want to be healed. My first cycle chemo was last November 8, 2024. Okay. What is the best product for me?
All right. The best product for you. Is it stage 4 again?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, for stage 4, without hesitation, take the PPAR liquid. All right, there'll be 1 liquid vial a day, and then pair it up with our tablets, our micro tablets. Okay, I'm going to explain why the pairing up. Number 1, the liquid vial is there to protect your bone marrow for your chemotherapy. So when you take chemotherapy, one of the effects of chemotherapy is cytotoxicity. So what it will do is that it will actually damage your bone marrow your blood stem cells in your bone marrow and also your bone marrow cells. So this is why when you take chemotherapy, I'm sure your oncologist is monitoring your red blood count. Okay, I was just speaking to a cancer survivor and her husband, breast cancer also, and her husband was remarking that when she was on chemotherapy, every day they were monitoring, they were praying that their red blood cell count doesn't drop. But the reason is because when you use chemotherapy, it damages your bone marrow cells. That is actually called myelosuppression, all right? And it affects the development of your red blood cells and your white blood cell count. Now, your red blood cell count is basically both blood cell counts, red and white, are basically your immune system. So if that is damaged and if it becomes too low, you can't even continue your chemotherapy. So the liquid extract has been proven, the mechanism of action, it will protect your bone marrow cells. It will keep your red blood cell count normal. If your red blood cell count drops, then take the liquid or more of the liquid if you're already on the liquid to bring it back up. This is important so that there will be no interruption to your chemotherapy cycles. Now, being a 4th stage cancer patient, time is not your friend. All right, so you don't want any delays in your chemotherapy cycles, because if your red blood cell count drops, then there might be an interruption to your chemotherapy cycles, and that means there'll be more time for the cancer cells to grow and to fight back. So you want to make sure that you can keep to the schedule that your onco has already prescribed for you. So you do that by taking Simply Nature PPAR liquid, all right? The liquid and then with tablets. So just type into the chat and Sheila or Jhen or one of our CSOs will get in touch with you. So for your peace of mind, Sheila herself has gone through this process because her son Dominic was a 4th stage nasopharyngeal cancer. So her son had actually nose cancer pressing into his brain, and he went through chemotherapy. And if you talk to Sheila, she'll be able to share with you personally how that has helped her son finish 38, not 9, not 12, 38, 38 sessions of chemotherapy combined with radiation therapy. Okay, so for you, let me give you encouragement. There is hope. Chemotherapy today has been proven to be very effective. However, the effectiveness of the chemotherapy is dependent on whether you can take it, right? Whether you can take the chemotherapy without interruption and finish the protocol. So with Simply Nature PPAR liquid, that will really, really help you. And it will also strengthen your body. As Dr. Jansen shared in his discussion just now, he had a patient who was bedridden after 3 sessions of chemotherapy. But after taking Simply Nature liquid, she could go shopping in the mall. So one of the things is that you just started the chemotherapy. I'm glad that you're doing well. But as you proceed with the cycles, don't be discouraged and don't be surprised if you start feeling heavy, you start feeling fatigued. But this can be solved and prevented or minimized with Simply Nature PPAR liquid. All right, so get started on that. Just give a message. A CSO, customer service officer, or healthcare specialist will get to you, talk to you, answer any questions that you may have, or you can continue to ask them in our program. Sheila?
Yeah, sir, that's the thing. When it comes to breast cancer, there are so many kinds of breast cancers out there. And in terms of the protocols given to them, there are even there are breast cancers wherein hormonal therapies are given. All right, it's not really the intravenous kind of chemotherapy. So we always say this here in Simply Nature, don't stop when you feel something on your breast. You have to go further. And I learned this from you and Doc Jansen, Sir Shyan, that the only time that you should take a pause, all right, and thinking of the next action to take is by the time your doctor has already told you what's the next action to take, right? So there. All right. So
Okay.
for our yes, Sir Shyan.
No, so I'm just speaking to the viewer. I hope that gives you a clear direction. I want to encourage you, of course. Prayer is also important. You know, our healer is ultimately Christ. God is our healer. But of course, on our part, we do our best. We do our part on the medical and keeping ourselves healthy.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. All right. So the next question coming from our viewer typed on the comment section coming from Ms. Ethel Manaloto. I underwent MRM last September 17, 2024. Histopathresol, PT2N1A, also having second thoughts of chemotherapy. I am diabetic, taking PPAR, pioglitazone, 30 mg. Is there any effect if combined with your supplement or combined with PPARS?
Okay, wonderful. Number one, Ethel actually shared. Hold on. I'm typing something. Okay.
This is a case
Okay.
of multiple health
Yeah.
concerns.
Sorry. Okay, number one, Ethel, you are actually taking PPARS, but it's a drug version of PPARS. Our version of PPARS is natural. And for the drug version of PPARS, it's most likely only PPAR gamma. And the difference between synthetic PPARS and natural PPARS like ours is that synthetic PPARS is often designed, number one, that's why it's synthetic, it's designed for a particular function. All right, of course, the drug can be repurposed for other illnesses, but it's usually designed for a specific function. Okay, now what else is different? Let me answer your question first. Can it be combined? All right, so I believe for PPAR mechanism, PPARS does not forcibly lower your blood sugar. All right, what that means is that PPAR drugs lower your blood sugar, but they don't cause your blood sugar to go hypoglycemic. That means if you take a lot of it, let me verify, okay? I just need to verify. Well,
I mean, it's really the job of Simply Nature PPARs, right? To modulate things, to regulate the internal factors needed.
I'm very clear with our products. I'm just checking about, hold on, okay, that's right. Okay, it's same. All right, so the synthetic PPARS works the same mechanism of action as our natural PPARS. So it won't cause your blood sugar level to go lower, okay, lower than normal. All right. Metformin will actually cause your blood sugar to go lower than normal. That means if you take too much metformin, you will go hypoglycemia. You may faint, okay? But when you take a lot of PPARS, you won't. Now, in that case, why is your doctor giving you a specific dosage of PPARS? Why not take as much as possible? Because it's a synthetic PPARS. So all drugs have specific dosages because all drugs also have other effects, namely the side effects. So you don't want to take more than you need, okay? But for our natural PPARS, it won't have that problem. All right, so here's the first answer. No, there shouldn't be any issue if you combine, but here it is. If you're taking our natural PPARS, you may not need to continue with your pioglitazones. All right, so what you can do is you can taper off your PPAR drugs, all right, which are also not cheap. You know, PPAR drugs are all quite expensive. Okay, you can taper it off as you switch to the natural one. Right now, what's the advantage of switching to the natural one? Okay, number one, when we talk about the protection, chemotoxicity protection, we're not talking really only about the PPARS action. There are other phytonutrients in our natural PPARS, all right? We call it PPARS, but it's actually our, that's the name because one of the key active mechanism of action is the PPAR action, but there are also other natural phytonutrients in our extract that causes Number one, things like improve of the immune response system, the modulation, the cytotoxicity protection, the mitochondrial function protection, all preservation, all this is not really the PPARS function. That's why your PPAR drug is not helping making you feel better in your chemotherapy. There are other mechanisms of action at work. For example, in our PPAR liquid, we actually protect mitochondrial function. That means mitochondrial function is the battery inside your cell, right? So if your cells generator is damaged, your cell will die, right? Walang power. Okay. It's like if you have a toy car, you remove the battery, then it's not gonna work. You need electricity, right, for your cells to work. So that's one thing that happens when you take our Simply Nature PPAR liquid. It will protect your mitochondrial functions when you're taking chemotherapy, because chemotherapy drugs kill cancer cells by affecting their mitochondrial function. So ours was specifically protect the healthy cells and not protect the cancer cells. I won't go into the technical detail unless you ask me this question again. But I'll leave it at here, because if I get very technical, I might lose a lot of all of you will be looking and scratching your head like, what is Mr. Shyan talking about? Okay, but I'll just leave it at that. So yes. You're having second thoughts about chemotherapy. I would like to know why you're having second thoughts about chemotherapy. Could it be because you're hearing other people tell you that they have friends who took chemotherapy and then they died from the chemotherapy instead of the cancer? So for this, I want to let you know that I have met many cancer patients and I hear the same story from both sides. Okay, that means I hear of people who did very well on chemotherapy, and now 10 years later, they are still surviving and doing well. One of them is a tita of mine, okay, because she's the wife of my dad's college friend. So they are very logical, scientific people. So they didn't believe in trying all the natural products. They are very conventional science. So they went for chemotherapy. And for that tita of mine, she actually did very well in the chemotherapy. Very little side effects. And it's been more than 10 years now, almost 15 years. She's really healthy, still looks really fantastic. She didn't go through any period where she became very thin. No, none of that, right? So what I'm just saying is you're going to hear horror stories about people who went for chemotherapy and did badly. But I also heard of many, and I personally know of patients who do very well in chemotherapy. I also personally know of a good friend of mine, a patient. She went for natural therapy, and then she didn't do too well. All right. And then in the end, by the time she went back for chemotherapy, she started to do well, but it was also a little late. There were complications that came. So I'm just sharing with you that on both sides, you're going to hear the same story. So I hope that's not why you're having second thoughts. Okay, you should only have second thoughts on chemotherapy if it's not working on you. That means your cancer cell counts are continually rising, your tumor is still growing very aggressively, okay? By then, your oncologist will also tell you, you know what, this particular chemo drug may not be working with you. They will probably ask you to try other chemotherapy drugs or combinations. So if the reason why you're having second thoughts about chemotherapy is because you don't feel good after the first session of chemotherapy, then I have good news for you. All right, take the PPAR liquid extract. It will help you feel better, and it will protect you, and it will allow you to go through the chemotherapy well. On the notion that if you want to go natural, then the liquid extract is the best. Okay, but as I'm not sure, you didn't mention what stage your cancer is. But if your cancer, like our previous viewer, if it's late stage, I would suggest and encourage you to be as aggressive in your approach towards treating your cancer as possible. That means using all available options, medical, natural, and lifestyle changes. All right, and supplementation to support the whole process. Okay, so there you go. All right, so you already did the surgery, you did the mastectomy already, and then now you are on chemotherapy. So we're going to share with you, continue your chemotherapy. If you don't want to continue because you're not feeling good, then here's the good news tonight. you have a solution. The Simply Nature PPAR liquids will protect you and make you strong and protect your bone marrow from being affected, and it's going to keep your immune system up. It will give you a good shot. And even if you want to go for alternative or natural, Simply Nature PPAR liquid is the foundation for those patients who actually don't want to go for chemotherapy. But without knowing your condition specifically, I will encourage you to do both. Okay, take the best of both worlds, and that will increase your chance of success. Hey, Doc, welcome, Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you. All right,
I miss you, Doc.
yeah,
just
now I hand the floor to you. But
sure. I just came from the clinic. It was a very busy day today. So
yeah,
and with the traffic, it's November already. So traffic is very Burr month.
yeah, it's very Burman. You know, I just heard from my accountant because I met up with my accountant. One of his staffs spends 6 hours a day in traffic.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yes,
terrible,
yes,
terrible.
6 hours. He stays in Commonwealth. And he goes to Makati. I thought that's not too far, but he says it's 3 hours one way. So his time is he leaves his house at 4 plus 5 a.m. 5 he leaves the house at 5 a.m. and then he reaches home like 8:39. Oh my goodness. Tough life, tough life. Doc, welcome. Sheila, we can go to the next question. And Ethel, I hope I have given you clarity, Ethel. If not, please ask a further question, all right? And Dr. Jansen's here if you have any specific questions you want to follow up with. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Once again, welcome, Doc. We missed you. I just want to emphasize the commitment of our experts tonight from Mr. Shyan Lim and, of course, Dr. Jansen, just to answer our viewers' question. Thank you so much. Okay. So for our next question, it was actually thrown from our Lazada, coming from Miss Princess. Hi, can we combine the PPARS tablet and PPARS powder even though the patient has liver condition? Oh, this is a good
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's how you should be taking the product.
Yes.
I don't know if this is something that Simply Nature would recommend or advise, but I have had patients who were combining different extracts with the tablets. So I encountered one patient who was taking liquid, powder, and tablets all at the same time. Yeah, what
Okay.
can you say about that? I mean,
Okay.
my how I do it is I usually add the tablets with an extract. So it's always in tandem, not with multiple extracts plus the tablets.
Okay, you are absolutely right, Dr. Jansen. Okay, for the patient who's doing this, no harm. Okay, it's good, but it's not efficient. It's not efficient on the wallet lung. It's not efficient on your wallet. Okay, because if you are taking the liquid extract, right, it already has it's already the most powerful. All right. Okay, let's use some points. Let's use a point system. Okay, so let's say liquid extract is 10 points. And then the powder is 5 points and the soft gel is 2 points. So if you take all three, 2 plus 5 plus 10, you get 17 points. Okay, you get 17 points. But if you take 2 liquid, you get 20 points, right? So the higher the points, the more power to you, if I'm using simple language. So what I'm just saying is that is an interesting combination. You're not going to have any clash or negative side effects. But if you wanted, for example, if you really wanted 20 points worth of extract power, just take 2 liquid, all right? So that's what I'm saying. And most of the time when you add it like that, it's not exactly like that. It's 10 plus 5 plus 2. It's not 17. It's probably 15. Okay, so it's not as effective this way, but it's something that you can do. Okay, so I would say that Yeah, even though I'm very glad that you're taking more Simply Nature PPAR products, but we care for you. So we're just saying that, just the liquid and the tablets is fine. If you want to use powder and liquid, I would suggest this way. You take the liquid in the morning, right? And then you take the powder in the evening. Because to take 2 liquid a day is like mahal, very expensive. All right. So this is a better way of, if you have soft gel, powder, and liquid, don't take it all one shot together. All right. Use it to even it out throughout the day. So that 24 hours a day, you have the PPAR extracts working in your body. Okay, so what you can do is you can take the liquid in the morning. Okay, you can take the soft gel in the middle of the day, okay, to keep things going. And at night, because you're going to sleep for another 12 hours, 8 hours, you can take the more concentrated powder compared to the soft gel in the evening. So if you have all 3 extract products at home, I would suggest if you want a very high concentration, effective protocol, then you take the liquid in the morning, the soft gel in the afternoon, because afternoon you're like 4 hours away from your morning and 4 hours away from the night, right? So at night you take the powder because you're going to be sleeping for the next 8 hours. Then that means you are basically activating your PPAR receptors 24/7. Wait, I would use it this way, doc. That seemed the most logical approach. Yeah.
Would you
Oh,
like
I
to add
learned
anything,
something
Doc?
new tonight.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
But
It just
actually,
proves.
that's one of our limitations when patients use extract liquid, right? Because extract liquid, you take it one time in the day, in the morning. So it doesn't mean that it lasts 24 hours, right? So patients who do need a lot of PPAR extract, they actually take more than 1 liquid a day, like 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. Of course, that can be financially very stressful. Not everyone can afford to take PPAR liquids like that for a long period of time. Then this is where having 2 different products will be flexibility. Another example is, for example, patients who are going for chemotherapy. You may have 12 sessions, right? And then you cannot, it's not financially sustainable for you to take PPAR liquid every day throughout your whole entire 12 cycles, correct? So what you can do is you can have 2 products, the powder and the liquid. You take the liquid the day after and the day before where you really need more boosting. You really need more PPAR activity to strengthen your body and to help you recover from your chemotherapy session. And in the middle, right, in the middle between chemotherapy sessions where you don't, where you are actually feeling quite okay, then the powder can be used to maintain, right? So you use the powder and then for maintaining your health during your chemotherapy journey, and then you use the liquid when you feel really bad, right? This is for someone who is financially limited. So this becomes an option for you to balance, to be able to know how to manage your finances. So to all our viewers out there tonight, I understand completely, right? Fighting cancer is not only about choosing the right protocol, it's also about managing how much money you have, right? You have to make sure that you can continue your treatment all the way until you finish. It's no good that you go for only half the chemotherapy session because you ran out of money. Then it won't work. You have to make sure you budget that you are able to finish all your chemotherapy sessions. Okay, so finance is the issue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It goes to show that the concern is not for the physical only, but also for the budget capacity of our patients.
Yeah.
Sir Fan and Dr. Jansen. All right, for our next question coming from Ms. Alona Malcampo, I have splenomegaly. What is your advice for this? Thank you po. Splenomegaly.
Splenomegaly is when your spleen is enlarged. This is a complication of an underlying problem. So in order to answer you, I have to know why the spleen is enlarged in the first place. So the diagnosis. But typically, if the spleen is enlarged and it is causing problems with the adjacent organs, typically it has to be removed. And once it is removed, then you have to have the necessary vaccines, no? Because the spleen, the main function of the spleen inside the body is that it
is the graveyard of your blood cells. So dead red blood cells get deposited in the spleen to be broken down into raw materials to be recycled. Okay, so that's one of the main functions of the spleen. The spleen also has important functions when it comes to cleaning up viruses, bacteria, the debris of these foreign pathogens. No, so if you don't have your spleen, then you would have problems with your immune system. Okay, so I have to know the underlying problem, why the spleen is enlarged in the first place. Yeah.
So as Dr. Jansen said, the cause for this this illness could be inflammation, could be also infection or blood-related disorders. So from a broad mechanism point of view, both inflammation, infection, and blood-related disorders, PPAR has a lot of potential to be able to be beneficial to you. But again, have a consult with Dr. Jansen so that we can properly identify what is the root cause and what is the best protocol for you. But at least we can start off by saying, give you some hope and positive options that, yeah, for the common causes of your condition, PPARS, the mechanism should offer you benefits. But do have a consult so that you know exactly what to do.
So for those of you who wish to have a consult with Dr. Jansen Calalan, just type in how to consult. Our pretty HCS, Miss Beth and Miss Irish will definitely get in touch with you individually. Right, so for our next question coming from Ms. Ria, stage 1, grade 2, done with mastectomy, done with 8 cycles of chemo, and currently ongoing HER2 treatment, 18 cycles. Any advice to avoid a recurrence? I've tried PPARS tablets during chemotherapy before.
Yeah. Number one advice, finish your treatment. Okay, finish your treatment, especially the HER2 treatment. No, but of course, getting treated for cancer, especially when you want recurrence prevention, it's more than just finishing the trastuzumab treatment. No, you have to eat right, you have to detox, you have to continuously detox, remove the things in inside your house, personal care products. No, that causes toxicities. Okay, so when it comes to personal care products, keep it simple. Don't apply too many different things on your body, especially for women. I know women usually put up makeup, all of these cosmetic products. No, while it's okay, make sure there's no paraben, phthalates, your fragrances. There's no fragrances, no, because these substances mimic estrogen inside your body, and this can cause havoc, no? Especially when it comes to your hormones. Some of these ingredients that we find in cosmetic products, personal care items, are in fact even carcinogenic. Okay, so remove them. Detox your body. So you've been taking PPARS plus tablets, which is quite important because microalgae like chlorella, or with Simply Nature PPARS is a unique kind of chlorella, no? A unique strain of chlorella. It detoxes, it removes toxins inside your body. But it doesn't mean that you have something like PPARS that can detox. It gives you the license to toxify your body, no?
Yeah.
Intoxicate your body,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be, dagdag bawas lang, in other words, in Tagalog. So it's just you're adding insult, then you're trying to remove them, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, so continuously detox. So Simply Nature PPARS would be part and parcel of that. I would in fact even do more when it comes to bowel cleansing. You can do enemas, but the enemas has to be done by professionals, no, with professional supervision. Okay, it means do it in clinics, not do it at home. Another one is you can drink teas, different kinds of teas. Probiotics would in fact even help you with detoxification. move more, exercise, no, simply by sweating, you will remove plenty of toxins already inside your body. Eat healthily. Again, don't add more intoxicating products, no, inside your body. So eat clean as much as you can. If you can go for organic, then go for organic. But of course, it's quite difficult, especially here in the city. It can be quite expensive as well. So rule of thumb is eat high fiber foods. With a high fiber mean, it will clean up plenty of toxins inside your gut. The fiber will feed your gut microbiota, your gut bacteria. That if your gut bacteria is quite healthy, it actually will go a long way already when it comes to preventing cancer recurrence. Okay. On top of that, I would in fact even add supplements such as D3, high dose vitamin C, some medications that which we can repurpose that targets cancer stem cells, no? Because cancer stem cells cannot be killed by your chemotherapy and your trastuzumab treatment. So cancer stem cells is usually one of the reasons why we see recurrences, no, happening even if you complete all the necessary treatment. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Would you like to add anything, Sir Han? Or shall
No,
we
I
move?
think Dr. Jansen has given a very comprehensive answer. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Jansen. Okay, so for the next question coming from thrown to us privately by Miss Leia, can PPARS help in regulating my menstruation?
Yes. That I saw a question regarding PCOS or PCOS that's related, no? I mentioned a while ago about these toxins in personal care products. That is, those toxins actually are they mimic hormonal effects, no? They have hormonal effects. It mimics the effect of estrogen. Okay. Now PCOS and irregular menstruation are related to hormonal imbalances. So if you are exposed continuously to these substances that has effects on your hormone regulation, then definitely you would have some degree of hormonal imbalance. And just by having irregular menstruation, that is a sign. Okay? So first thing that I would do right now is to remove personal care products that has fragrances, phthalates. So phthalates is spelled as PHALATES. Phthalates. Phthalates is the chemical term that they use for fragrances, perfume. Okay? So don't buy any products that has this. Another one is parabens. Parabens can cause breast cancer. It can cause leukemia, lymphoma in adults. Okay? So remove them. Another one is benzene. Benzene is a derivative of petroleum. Petroleum, okay? Fuel, gas, fossil fuels. No?
Yeah.
So that is very, very toxic to your body. There are personal care products that has this. So you have to read the ingredients. If it has benzene, so it's usually, benzene is usually in the middle of that very long word, no? So it's a chemical, it's the chemical term of that molecule. Benzene is usually at the center. So if it has benzene, remove that. Okay. So with this webinar, and when you look at your personal care products, you'd be throwing away a lot already. Okay, which is good, no? It means that you are removing the exposure, no, from your life, from the environment in which you are living. Okay, I have to mention this. Plastics. As much as you can, avoid using plastics. Okay, because plastics, especially microplastics, also has this endocrine disrupting effect. It has effect on your hormones as well. So if you are fond of using disposable utensils, plastic water bottles, you're drinking from the mineral bottled water, mineral water, plastic water bottles. If you are microwaving plastics or microwavable plastics, if you are using plastics as cooking utensils. Okay. Speaking of cookware, Teflon. Okay, non-stick pans, you have to remove them. Non-stick. Okay, the Teflon, because those can cause endocrine. They are endocrine disruptors. Okay, even if you try to Google Teflon, does it have any relationship with cancer? The answer that you will get is it does not have a relationship. Do not be misled by that, because they only tested Teflon and cancer. They did not test when you heat up Teflon and the fumes that you get from Teflon. Okay?
Wow.
So
Wow.
be careful of these things. No? So what I am saying is that you have to detox, and detox. Okay, remove the things in your life that is causing all these problems. Okay, so how then do you know which product to choose from? Usually go to health stores like Healthy Options or any store that has that is well known, that that advocates health. More often than not, you'd be able to find an item that is free of these things that I have mentioned. Okay, yeah. So I think Human Nature would also be one store that you would want to look into. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
actually, Doc, I know the owner of Human Nature, Dylan.
mm,
Yeah, it's a very interesting story about his life and how he started. He's actually a
yeah,
British person. Yeah.
British person. Yeah. So from from the stories of these people who are starting these companies, no, you'd be able to really know based on their passion, their advocacy, you'd be able
How
to
you can
find that
trust their
you
products,
can
right?
trust the trust.
Yeah.
You can trust them more, but of course you
Yeah.
have to do your due diligence. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
yeah. So this is how you can approach things. No. Also if there is something organic, usually it's free from these toxic entities. However, again, don't just trust the label that it's organic, because sometimes even if it's organic, there are chemicals there that can cause these problems as well. Okay, so I hope with this alone you'd be able to navigate how you would be able to change your environment, the things that you're using, the things that you're putting on your body. Okay, so yeah, this is my advice for you.
All
There you
right.
go. That's a
I've
good
learned a lot.
yeah, a lot. No, I just wanted to refer this particular viewer to you, Ethel Bautista. She actually has the diagnosis is invasive ductal carcinoma, stage 2B. Because she's right now taking diabetes medication, including a PPAR-based medication. So she wants to take PPAR extracts. So I shared with her, and it's interesting, the mechanism of action for even PPAR synthetic PPARs is the same. It won't cause hypoglycemia because it's actually a modulator instead of actually lowering your blood sugar. So theoretically, mechanism-wise, if you take PPAR liquid on top of the PPAR drugs, it won't do anything to you. I'm guessing that for the drugs, they need to have a dosaging, because all drugs have dosaging. There's no drug on the market that you can eat as much as you want. So I think that's the key thing. So I think for this patient, Ethel, I would really recommend that you actually go for a consult with Dr. Jansen, all right, so that he can properly take a look at your the drugs that you're taking and share with you what is the best approach. But I think one encouraging thing that you got out of tonight is that there is a solution, right? And that there is good hope, and that you might, and even for your diabetes, all right, you won't be stuck with maintenance drugs forever. Okay, but instead you can actually wean off your maintenance drugs over 3 to 6 months. So good news on multiple fronts, from your cancer to your metabolic syndrome.
Right. All right. Sir, I understand that we still have a lot of questions coming in, but this might be our last question for tonight, Sir Shyan.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the question is, what should I take? I'm a diabetic person with high blood pressure. Which form of PPARS and how should I take that?
Well, I would like to answer this, but you know what? Dr. Jansen is the expert in this, because he literally has helped so many patients. And one of the reasons why he actually is such an expert now in multiple forms of healthcare treatment, from integrative, from ozone. It's because I still remember he said, Shyan, I am sick and tired of seeing my patients coming back to me, and all I can do for them is increase their dosage for hypertension, diabetes, and hypercholesterol. So he has actually found the solution. So Dr. Jansen, please take this one.
Yeah. Okay. For this kind of case, no, you cannot just stop taking your medication. You have to still continue your whatever meds you're taking. But I would add in PPARS, of course. Not just PPARS, no. I would even add in berberine, resveratrol, all these things. I know of supplements that has this combination specific for diabetes. I have had treated patients who are not on any medication. So I got them fresh, no. Came in, doc, I am having these symptoms. What do I do? Then we go and check your blood chem. Lo and behold, your HbA1c is 12%, no? By the way, the normal is 5.7%. Okay, so 12% is crazy high. So the patient is quite reluctant on taking medication at first. The patient is quite motivated in changing his lifestyle. So okay, since you still have time. I mean, next month, if you don't take medication, I would expect that your kidneys will still be fine. So okay, let's go and let's go and try supplements first. Then do the necessary lifestyle changes. So I started him with PPARS tablets, just the tablets, in fact. Then I added these two other supplements, no, glucofunction and metabolic extra. It's from another company. So we combined this, and then I advise him with the necessary lifestyle changes that he has to implement. So the lifestyle change was not, 100% plant-based. He was eating junk foods here and there, but from the day-to-day food that he was eating, it was a big change from how it was before, because now he's eating plenty of plant foods, more than animal food products and more than junk foods. In terms of exercise was just, household chores. So I won't say that it is moderate in intensity. Okay, so it was light in intensity, but he is moving, constantly moving, constantly doing stuff in their home, doing maintenance, etc. So after 3 months, the 12% went down to 7%, no, a little bit high, 7.3 or 7.1%. So from 12 to 7.1 without medication in a span of 3 months. No medication, so we only use supplements. So this is something really possible, no? However, I'm not saying that do away with your medication, let's just start with supplements. No, I'm not saying that, because these people can be unique, no? You might not be as lucky as this guy. So on the safeties, for safety's sake, okay, stay on your medication. If we do need medications, we have to start you on one, then add in the supplements. Then you have to do your part. You have to do the necessary lifestyle changes. Okay? So in terms of expenses, it's gonna be high at first. I have to be honest. It's gonna be high at first because we have to reverse the disease process. But over time, it would get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. That I can promise you. As long as you do your part. Okay?
Yep. Doc, I just also want to take this opportunity, since it's a question about diabetes. Can I have the ability to share screen, please, Junie? Yeah. This particular one, Doc, last week, the last time you were on the show, I shared this, right? Which is our testimony. Sheila, can you contact Junie? He's not he's disabled the screen sharing. Yeah. So another thing is that if you are diabetic, try the soft gel capsules and the tablets. They will allow you to lower your blood sugar quickly. Now, sharing screen right now. This is a particular patient. The patient started like this. So he had to amputate his legs. Then just on 2 soft gel capsules a day and 10 micro and having, we always hear the story about many food being lost in Philippines because of diabetes. So just to let everybody know how effective diabetes, that it can even help to save a food that is really on the way to being chopped off. All right. In 2 weeks. And the patient was just on the soft gel capsule and tablets. So as Dr. Jansen said, there are many options for you to actually manage your metabolic syndromes. As Dr. Jansen mentioned, from lifestyle change to supplements. So those of you who are interested, just arrange for a consult with Dr. Jansen. And those of you who are interested to take Simply Nature protocols, and if yours is a straight, simple diabetic case, just message on the messenger and we'll also be able to advise you. All right?
Definitely. Just before we wrap up for tonight's episode, of course, our topic tonight, it's amazing that whenever we have webinars, the questions seem to be always everything under the sun. But tonight,
it's supposed to be breast cancer, but we talked about everything.
Yeah, but majority of our questions tonight is actually about breast cancer because of the statistics of this here in the Philippines and all over the world is actually really high. So I'd like to ask for your quick parting words for our viewers out there. All right, who would like to start up? Maybe Sir Dr. Jansen, who we missed so much. Okay, this time. Welcome back.
Doc, first of all, Doc, you were in December. You're taking a little bit of a hiatus, right?
Yes, on December. Actually, not a little, just a little. But I'll still be with you in December. December. I just won't be available on 19 and 26. So I'll be with you on December 5 and 12. No, I'd still be able to do the
I think for the first time in 3 years, we might take the 26th off. It's Boxing Day. To all our viewers, me and Dr. Jansen, we've been doing this program without fail, that for the last 4 years, I think now 4 years. So if ever, like even on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, if one of us will actually be on, sometimes when I travel to Singapore or overseas, Dr. Jansen will be the one taking it. So this program has always been here for all of you because we know it's important. But Doc, please, your closing comments.
Yes. Just want to for my closing remarks, since I've mentioned these toxins, environmental exposure. I've actually, why am I sharing this? Because I've had a few patients today who have had hormonal problems, and I've recently listened to a podcast talking about this. The speaker of the podcast is actually Dr. Yvonne Burkett. Was it Burkett? But it's Dr. Yvonne, no? She is a PhD graduate. She studied functional medicine and integrative medicine as well.
Okay.
So I think MD PhD, but she is a PhD. So she's basically a toxicologist, a scientist. Okay. Why am I sharing this? It's because her experience, 32-year-old lady back then, was trying to get pregnant, was unable to get pregnant. And being a toxicologist, it was not in her training to look into these household items, personal care products that we are always usually exposed to. She's into the carcinogens, substances that are really known to be corrosive, toxic to humans, which can cause death, but not these subtle things, no. And with her problem, she began to investigate all these things that she's been using: cosmetic products, personal care items, cookware, etc. So after listening to that podcast, you'd be paralyzed in fear because you'd be paranoid, you'd not know what to use anymore. So it gives you this it basically paralyzes you with fear, especially if you have cancer or if you have hormonal problems already. Okay, so my advice is to you, um there are items, no, which there are always items or products which we can use to substitute things that we are so used to. Okay, so I'll give you an example. When you go to the department store, they are now selling spatulas that are made of plastic.
Mm.
Okay, so instead of using plastic, why not buy the stainless steel one or the wooden spatula?
Wooden. I always prefer the wooden
Yeah,
because
wooden.
stainless steel,
So,
you scratch the Teflon off your non-stick. Or you
don't
scratch the
use
aluminum off your pan, which is even more lethal. You know, aluminum is
aluminum. Aluminum is also quite toxic. So, with all these things, no, revolving around you, you'll be paralyzed. So don't be too hung up on it in such a way that you don't move anymore. Okay? Always take little steps, little by little. Take a look at your personal care items, things that you can substitute immediately. Then go for those things. Okay? I'll give you an example. Our clothes are made of plastic. Yeah. Cotton, they say that it's the safest, but actually no. Cotton is one of the crops that is heavily laden with pesticides. Okay? And the detergents that we use, no? You cannot live without washing your clothes. Come on, you're gonna stink. So this is what I'm saying. Don't be too hung up on it. Try to substitute things that you can, and little by little, with with your toxin, with the exposure of your toxins going down, you'd feel gradual improvement in terms of your health. Okay, so there are some things that we really cannot change anymore with our modern day lifestyle. Let them be. Okay, let them be. Focus on the things that you can change. Okay, don't stress too much on the things that is already there, you cannot change anymore. Okay, so the thing that you have to pray for here is discernment. How do you know if this thing you cannot change anymore, or how do you know if this thing I can in fact change? Okay, so do your due diligence, go and research, go ask the authorities, the experts. Okay, and don't just trust the experts, validate what they say as well. Okay, so that would be my final message for tonight. So I'll give the floor to Shyan.
As Dr. Jansen said, I think my parting words is that the power of choice is in your hands. If we today still just take the advice of doctors and even experts like myself and Dr. Jansen, without thinking, without pondering, then I think sayang. All right, today all our viewers, all of you have enough background and there's enough, I guess, education. Not like our days of our grandfathers, right? Where they were farmers and fishermen, simple. So it's very hard for them to understand all these things. But today, we are able to, and we should. So just ask the right questions. Sometimes instead of reading a lot, you can find people that you trust, like this program. All right, and just ask questions and use your wisdom to think a little bit about it. That things make sense, so that when you choose your path of treatment for your medical condition, you're taking the control into your own hands. It's really terrible where you just listen to someone, and if things don't turn out well, you don't know where to turn to next because you never understood what's happening to you. Right. And sometimes later I meet many patients who later said, this is what was happening to me. Had I known, I would have done it differently. So that's why we're here, and we've been here for 4 years to help you reach that, if I had known, I would have done it differently moment in your life. So we look forward to always having all of you. I hope that we are helpful to you, and that you will continue to join us. Your questions always make us think. and make us better understand what we are doing as well. And I hope we help you understand enough to make the right choices for your treatment. So with that, I'm going to wish everybody to have a great weekend ahead. And, we are approaching the Christmas season. So again, wishing everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Season's greetings for those who will be traveling and will be missing our episodes. All right. So, but we will be here, and we will definitely be here 2025. So yeah, please share with your friends if this is helpful, that we are here to serve everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Thank you, Doc Jansen. I'm sure that our viewers have learned so much tonight. I know because I did myself. Okay, I've learned so much. Thank you for answering the questions of our viewers. And of course, we hope to see you once again next week to answer more questions of our dear clients and patients. Thank you so much once again to our experts, Mr. Shyan Lim and Dr. Jansen for sharing their time, knowledge, and experience. And of course, thank you to all our online audience for your thoughtful questions and engagements tonight. Now, remember, healing is not a one-size-fits-all journey. It's about finding the right combination of treatments, support, care that works for you. We hope to see you again in our future webinars to come. Same day, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Next week, November 28th, we will take the discussion further with evidence-based natural solution for breast cancer. Now, if you'd like to know more information about Simply Nature PPARS, part of your healing journey, please don't hesitate to reach out via comment or via chat. Don't miss the last day of our VIP promos that awaits our direct website buyers and direct. Get 5 free sachets of Cleansing Plus worth 800 pesos for 3 packs of soft gel capsules. Get a free bottle of PPARS Plus, PPARS tablet worth 2,000 pesos when you buy PPARS liquid or powder extract until tomorrow, November 22, Friday only. Please, for those of you who wish to purchase our PPARS liquid extract or powder extract, that is up until tomorrow if you want to get the freebie, okay? So on top of that, we're also offering more exclusive promos via our official website. That's www.simplynature.asia, because if you do, you can get 200 peso discount when you buy 3 packs of PPARS soft gel capsules, and you can actually get more than 250 pesos discount when you purchase PPARS powder extract or PPARS liquid extract. That is correct. Yes, you heard it right. There's actually a back-to-back promo. If you purchase your PPARS liquid extract, PPARS powder extract, and your PPARS capsule soft gel capsules, reach out to your designated or assigned customer service officer to know more about this promo. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG and Simply Nature International, because your curiosity about your health condition and your victories over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going here in Simply Nature. Please know that we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and God bless you all.
Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, and Philippine time. Our sessions are interactive, featuring a live Q&A with experts and doctors who will answer your questions in real time. You can type in your questions and get immediate, personalized responses. This is your chance to take control of your health. So take advantage of this informative and supportive experience. Visit our Facebook page and message us on Messenger to find out more. See you there this Thursday.